Hi, we're live. Cool, 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 cool. I am going to close the echo situation here. Great, awesome. Welcome to day 3 of the Have More Fun in Your Mom Coaching Biz and 5-day challenge. Day 3, the hump day of the challenge. And I don't know if you read the news today. Oh boy, it's my birthday. So Craig made me a coffee. I'm gonna bring it a little closer to me. And first I'm like, I like to make my own coffee. But I took a little mini sip and I'm like, oh, actually quite good. So I'm gonna take another sip because this is following my bliss, which was yesterday's prompt. F is for follow your bliss. Quick recap. I talked about, the whole pregnancy analogy, your cravings, going towards them, like not just literal food cravings, but what your soul is aching for. And just immersing yourself in that project. And then it reminded me too, a really quick story. Oh man, I'm all fuzzy now. Wait till we get back into focus. See, it's my Jedi trick. When I was giving birth to Edie too, I chose a creative project whilst I was in labor. That was a suggestion by the midwife. And so I chose curtains. So there was pictures of me wearing my I Love Kathy shirt, a gift I gave to Craig when we were dating. It was a really funny shirt. And super pregnant, sitting cross-legged, and I had the birthing ball. And I had these curtains made from beautiful sari fabric. And I was sitting there and I was sewing them. And mostly because just felt like I was craving privacy, just so I can really kind of creep into that den within, and also just to pass the time and just kind of like while I was sewing, just communicating internally with my baby. It's like, what's the routine here? Let's just relax into that same energy that put you in there to get you out, that creative energy. It's very, very powerful. And funds follow the fun. So I said that probably the first sentence I uttered in this challenge. You're having fun in your biz, and it is a creative process. How can we get creative to invite more fun in? And what creativity really is, it's problem solving, is being in the present moment so deeply that it feels like time simultaneously stands still and just flies. And that is when all of our brilliant ways to explain concepts to our clients and ways that we can simplify the way we can get them results even more so. And how can we, basically immerse ourselves into the process through almost like a childlike wonder. So that's why in today's worksheet, all about, let's tap into your own inner kindergarten teacher, right? Have you noticed that kindergarten teachers, I don't know if it's a genetic thing or what, but they always have the cutest names on the planet. I can't remember my kindergarten teacher's name. Kindergarten's all a blur for me. I had the hugest crush on this little boy named Eric. But she had a cute name, kind of like Miss Buttons or something like that. So the first prompt is, let's just dial into your own inner kindergarten teacher, because the U in fun stands for unearth your inner wisdom, your inner kindergarten teacher. Unearth that. When you're in fun, you get to just own your expertise and present it in a way that is uniquely you, and in a way that's just like, no one does this just quite like me. And that is what's going to make you stand out. So really embrace your inner kindergarten teacher. And if you need a fun name, a cute name to, put on this persona, the prompt is come up with either your first pet name or the street you grew up on and choose the cutest one, right? So my first pet was Kiki. And another prompt is, your mom's maiden name. You can put that on there as an option as well. It's kind of a play on the stripper name thing. My stripper name is Kiki Gonzalez. Like, how awesome is that? But anyways, my inner kindergarten teacher is Miss Kiki. So a little sassy. All right. So, and then in the worksheets, I share thinking about your niche statement. I am shocked just as much as you are that I haven't offered you guys this prompt yet. Is usually the first prompt in all my worksheets, in all my 5-day challenges. And by the way, you can find all my past 5-day challenges in the files section of this group. But you'll see every worksheet's like, state your niche statement. Who do you help? What's the struggle you help this target mom audience through? And what is the results that you deliver with your coaching and coaching packages? And so state that, and I want you to take some time and think about what are the main concepts that get my ideal client who's struggling with this to where they want to be, right? And then I have some space there for you to really think about, how can I explain this to a 5-year-old? And there is even a link in the worksheets to this video I made 8 years ago. My sweet little Kaylee was literally 5 years old, and he's 13 now. So, oh gosh, he's just so scrumptious looking. So it's a fun video. And I'm like, Kate, my niche statement is I help mom coaches who are struggling with getting clients, reach their income goals each month. So following the bliss crumb, my niche statement wasn't too far off 8 years ago. But how I explained my niche statement to my kids so that a 5-year-old would understand it, you'll see in the video, was essentially, mama helps other mamas help mamas. Right? How meta is that? So see if you can come up with a way that you can explain what your mission is and what you do in a way a kindergarten teacher would explain it to a 5-year-old. You know what else is fun? The acronym FUN. Follow your bliss, unearth your inner wisdom, and N is, we'll see tomorrow, we're going to dive into what to do when you're N, noticing there's no fun going on here. So how to course correct when you feel the fun has leaked out of your biz, and how to know what the symptoms are when that happens. But this is just an example of what's fun is acronyms. So there's some space in your worksheet to write out your concept, 3 of them, your 3 main concepts. And this, just like everything else, we're working through the worksheets. Like everything else, I work with my clients and with the students in my Bliss Coaching School. Don't overthink this. You can revisit this in the next Bliss chunk, right? That 3-month chunk of time, like a trimester. We're owning a self-care practice to really go all in on in small and big ways for this season. A creative play, so it doesn't even have to make sense. It's just go with your bliss. Quick story, my mom came and visit, and I felt really compelled to take horseback riding lessons. This is about, again, around the time that, I remember we lived in that house when I made the video when Kel was 5. I signed up for horseback riding lessons. My mom's like, why are you taking horseback riding lessons? Like, why? And I was like, I don't know. Like, this is something I loved as a kid, and I want to revisit as an adult. I loved it. It just, there's something in me. I'm just horse crazy still. So embracing that creative play, even if it's like, people are like, why? I.e. another creative interest, I can't explain why. And I already kind of started taking baby steps towards it, is I want to learn about operas. Like, I want to listen to them and I want to know the story behind it. So just stuff like that. Declare one and commit for the next 3 months. You're going to go all in on. And then actually, we can allow that to inform our work, right? Okay, so acronym. Make an acronym for each one of those concepts. Again, it doesn't have to make super sense. It could be super silly. It could be temporary. You can always go in and tweak it as you go. But see if you can challenge yourself to make a fun acronym. What's really great about this is, first of all, it really like, if it's, eventually when you land on one, it's like, ooh, this could be kind of part of your signature process. This also acts as a way for you to really stand out when you're pitching other places to grow your visibility, like in collaborations, i.e., if you want to be a guest expert or be on a podcast, pre-write your little, I can talk about a concept you teach using my whatever method. So as an example, I touched upon it day 2, maybe, my acronym for self-care, shoes. I done so many podcasts related to, hey, my shoes approach to self-care. And then if you hit on one that you're like, ooh, I like it, then it kind of grows with you. And then you're like, whoa, this goes deeper than I initially thought, i.e. the shoe thing. It's like, look down your shoes. What are the states of your shoes? Do they need repair? Do you need to like put new sole? I just came up with that. Or, like to get grounded, you have to look at, your shoes. Your shoes take you where you want to go. So you can just kind of start noticing like, ooh, in the shower, like, ooh, that's another angle I could take with my background. Okay. There's something else I was going to mention about your process metaphors. Oh yes, metaphors. So choosing your creative play, and then you're getting out there's like your self-care practices are just like massaging that good energy that your creative outlet's going to inspire you. And then that is also going to offer you ways to include them as metaphors in your work. So when you are teaching, you could be inspired, i.e. like, as I mentioned, I'm doing, this is kind of like my standing desk. I need to stand up more. My body's telling me these things. And so I plopped my stand-up desk on top of my puzzles. This is like the puzzles I'm working on. Well, I'm doing my puzzles. I'm feeding my bliss, turning my mind off, and then clicking these things together. I'm like, oh my God, this is just like your coaching is. You start off with a border, i.e. the 4x1, and then you fill in all the obvious pieces, and then with time, the little details will reveal them. So I don't know, just showing you an example of like, once you immerse yourself in a passion or pastime, then you start to see analogies. So for me and my husband, when we first started dating, we really got into slacklining, and we joked like, life is just like slacklining, And then we got into snowboarding. Life is just like snowboarding. Life is just like climbing, it's just, everything is like whatever we were into at the time, right? So allow yourself to own that life is just like, and whatever creative project you decide to own for the next 3 months. And I'm going to check my notes because I have some, I was going to talk about the 5 energy types of your human design. Might have to do some maneuvering here. Let me just quickly check my notes because I kind of feel I might have to do that tomorrow. Speaking of human design, I have a reading here in 10 minutes. So how about we leave that for tomorrow? I don't want to overwhelm you. All right. Okay, so I'm going to allow this to be a shorter one. I have birthday brain really quick. After this, I'm doing a level 1 human design read, and then I'm going to go for a cross-country ski here at the Nordic Center. And then I'm going to get some ramen noodles. I'm going to sit on the couch with my 2 puppies and watch The Bachelor. And then I told my husband, I just want to cuddle in bed and watch 2 seasons of Ozark. That's what my day is going to look like. So I am going to share with you tomorrow a little overview of your human design and how that can inspire you to really lean on how you're meant to show up so that you can just relax into, okay, this is something I should put my focus on, and then notice how everything's going to fall into place. especially when you pay attention to your signature. So we went over that feeling of, with projectors. What does success feel like for you? And then notice when you experience that in your business, and then you could be like, more of that, please. And then manifester, when you're feeling more peace, how can you bring in more peace? Manifesting generator, how can you invite more freedom, essence of freedom into all aspects of your business? Reflectors, harmony is fun for you. And again, generators like me, a sense of satisfaction. Okay, so let's see if I'm missing anything. I'm going to take a quick peek at the today's worksheet. And yeah, there is the prompts. Remind yourself of your signature feeling. And when do you most feel that feeling in your biz? And like I was saying before, it's like, oh, for instance, satisfaction. A quick example. My 4x1 includes my podcast once a week. On Thursdays, it's published. I usually send out an email on Tuesday, and that is a pure invitation to work with me one-on-one to help you get clarity on your own mom coaching biz, own your niche, and create an offer and get that out there so you can create more clients. On Thursday, my podcast is all about new, my email is all about new podcast is out, right? So email on Tuesday, Wednesday, I record my podcast. Thursday, I send out another email. This is what's up in the podcast. And of course, every day I'm showing up in this Facebook group. Lately, I'm doing Instagram Live. Whenever I do one aspect of that, I come out of it and I'm like, oh, I accomplished my task on my to-do list. I feel really satisfied. And I noticed that there's something energetically, I'm just a little bit, I'm like, yes, I felt good to put something out there in the world that's going to help, inspire, entertain, inform, etc. And I know that I'm taking those little baby steps. Me too, being a generator, we're going to talk about this tomorrow, is slow and steady. We're taking it step by step towards a goal. I know that this is the way my energy works. It's just those incremental steps. I'm sticking to the plan, and it's this beautiful cycle of, it's like a sustainable cycle. Charging myself up with bliss. Whoa, getting out there to the world. Okay, I'm gonna go charge myself up with bliss with another sip of this delicious coffee my husband made me, and I will see you tomorrow. And yes, once again, let me see if I can find my schedule. Yes, I got it right here. Tomorrow, Thursday, we're going live here at the same time, 9 o'clock Pacific Standard, noon Eastern. I apologize. Today, I jumped the gun again, birthday brain, and we did this a little earlier than planned. That's okay. You can watch the replay, and otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, same time for the next day of the challenge. We dive into N in the fun sandwich, noticing when things aren't so fun anymore and what to do about it. All right, we'll see you then. Bye.